So when I think about a leader being born, I have this little image of like a little Napoleon baby popping out of the womb with a sash on, and he's ready to go. And as far as I know, it just doesn't happen that way. Leaders are made, not born. And even if somebody comes into this world with the attributes of a great leader, there are still things they need to learn, adapt, and change. So when I'm asked this question, what makes a great leader? There's so many answers. Yet, three things pop to mind immediately when I think about it, that if you do these things, you become a better leader. So the first one is about teachability. I was told by my mentor years ago, I was part of a group, an educational group, and some fool in the room asked for feedback. You know, tell us what you like about us and what you don't, and we're all sitting there going, don't ask that question. But what a brilliant question. And he went around to each of us and he came to me and he said, Scott, you have so much talent and so much knowledge, and it's unusual to find somebody like that who is still so teachable, and that's what makes you a great leader. That stuck with me. I was stunned by that. And I did have a lot of knowledge. And I was talented. My track record proved that. But I was still teachable. And what I've always said is, I'm going to be learning till I'm toes up. That's my nice way of saying dead. That's what great leaders do. They know there are still things to learn, because the world's evolving and it's changing. So if you want to be a great leader, stay teachable. Now, the next one is about being decisive. Great leaders make decisions. Larry Winget, author of a book, and the book name escapes me at the moment. In the back of this book, just look up his books. He's a really neat guy. He's had programs on A&E. He has all these quotes on the back of his books. And one of the quotes is really neat. It says, don't worry about making the right decision. Just make the decision, then make the decision right. Now, if that's not decisive leadership, I don't know what is. I heard an interview with the CEO of Travelocity some years ago, and she said something along these lines. They asked her, what was your key to success? And because think about it, Travelocity and the burgeoning marketplace that continues to grow of travel sites, and they've stayed at the forefront the entire time. Her response was, I'm not afraid to make decisions. That is making the right decision. And she said something interesting. She said, you know, I didn't get them all right, but I got most of them right. If we just trust our guts and make the decision, make it based on the evidence, what we know, get other people's input, we're going to make the right decision most of the time. So being decisive as a leader is key. Last, adaptability. This economy changes so quickly. The world changes on a dime. Everything's evolving quickly. As a leader, you have to be adaptable. Tomorrow, your key employee might leave. The next day, your key competitor might beat you in the marketplace. The day after that, something else is going to happen. You don't know what it is. You can't plan for all the contingencies. Being highly adaptable is that last of the three that I wanted to share with you. And if you think about it, those three things, stay teachable, being very, very decisive, and highly adaptable. While there are other key components, imagine what happens when you do those three things. Well, in fact, don't imagine it. Go do it. Do this one thing. Be decisive tomorrow. Do something different. Go learn something that you don't know, and then adapt quicker than you've ever adapted before, and do all this in the next week, and watch what happens. While you may not get it 100% right or even perfect, you'll learn something valuable, and you'll see just how nimble your leadership is and the impact that it makes.